Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. On today's show we're going to be reviewing a pair of high performance climbing shoes, the Mad Rock Drone HV. Now to me, the Mad Rock Drone reminds me a little bit of a supercar or a hypercar, and stick with me through this analogy. It's the sleek, streamlined lines that do it, the way it kind of feeds down to this pointed toe box. And like a supercar, it's all a little bit bonkers, over the top, like a Pagani Zonda, for example. Like this hexagonal pattern on the toe patch and the weird 3D molded design on the back. It's one of those shoes that you're either going to think is ridiculous and hate the styling, or find it a little bit sexy and love it. And I'm definitely in the little bit and sexy and love it camp. So before I tell you why I like this shoe, let's go through some of the features. So let's start with the sole of this shoe, because there's a lot of technology going on in here and the rubber is quite special. Mad Rock used their Science Friction 3.0 rubber. Now this is rubber that is very durable but has a high level of friction. And they developed it and changed it and tweaked the compound so it has a higher tear strength and durability. These are all big words, but what it really means is it's going to last longer and stick better than other types of rubber. And having used it, I agree with that. And weirdly, for a downturned shoe, it smears very nicely. And the more rubber you put on the rock, the more that you feel like you're really gripped there. But we'll talk more about that in a second. So this Science Friction 3.0 rubber is also used on the heel cup. Now it's 3D molded and there's lots of protrusions and little bumps and little kind of edges. And these can be used to hook, smear, jam, just lock onto a heel hook and you can crank up on it from that. And it's the same rubber as the sole. Some climbing shoe brands use different rubber and that means that the feel of it changes. So you know those moves where you're moving from, let's say, a toe into a heel or a heel into a toe? With different rubber, you can sometimes feel that change in texture and friction, and it can cause you to fall off. By using the same rubber, there's no surprises that come out of nowhere, so you're consistently cranking on the same rubber, which is a big advantage. Now the sole itself is downturned and features 3D concave midsole. This means that the shoe acts a little bit like a hand, the way it grips onto a rock, so you can really hook your foot onto a hold, and you especially notice this when things get a little bit upside down. You may have noticed there's a twist in the shoe, and of course this is deliberate. What that does is force all the power and pressure down to your toes, and as you can see it comes into quite a sharp point. This helps to improve the accuracy and precision of your foot movements and allows you to put loads of power into the toe box section. Makes it look kind of funky as well. Now, despite the downturned nature of this shoe, it is actually very comfortable to wear, and this is something Mad Rock are very keen to push. It's kind of a high-performance shoe that is still comfortable. Part of that is to do with this tongue. It's stretchable and breathable and kind of feels like a glove, so when you put your foot in, it just sucks it all up. And partly it's to do with the design of the shoe itself. So it has Science Friction R2 rubber in the rand itself, which has a greater give and elasticity. So that means it's more sensitive and you can push onto the rock and really feel it through the rubber, and that helps with the general comfort. So the final technology I want to talk about is the Arch Flex. It's this section of the shoe here in the blue. So again, this is R2 rubber, and what that helps to do is wrap around your foot and improve the stability and fit of the shoe on your foot. So again, high performance, loads of technology, but super comfortable when you wear it. Okay, so that's what's going on with the shoe. Why do I like it? Now, first of all, for me, this shoe just fits my foot brilliantly. And I'm always a bit wary of talking about fit because everyone's feet are different. For example, 5'10" heels just don't really work for me. But the heel on this is perfect, slips in, and the whole shoe just sucks onto my foot and feels wonderful on there. My main reason for loving this shoe though is this toe patch section here. It's so grippy and it's so large, and you can just sort of wodge it into a big hole and it will stick.
Go on, Matt.
Yeah,
nice.
up one more. Yeah, you got it. Nice.
Yes,
Oh.
Matt.
Come on.
Nice. Come on.
Come on, finish it.
Come on, finish it out. You got it, dude. Oh, no.
Come on,
Stay.
From there,
You got
from
it. You got energy. Come on.
Come on.
You got it, dude. You got it.
Yes.
Yeah, finish it.
Nice.
All right.
So it allows you to be very techy, but without being super precise. And that whole non-precise thing kind of goes around the whole thing because of how much rubber is on offer. And that 3D molded heel thing, again, means you can just kind of whack it onto a hold and the shoe will do a lot of the work for you. So I really love that. It is without doubt a techie shoe. You see quite a few World Cup climbers like Alexei Rubtsov and Mikhail Mawam, they wear this shoe. And I think for those techie, weird, funny World Cup boulder problems, you know, when you've got lots of toe hooks and balancing moves, this shoe works very well. But that translates into outdoor climbing excellently, and it's a brilliant gym shoe. So if you're a bit of a gym rat, you're gonna love this. The real question is do you need it in your life? And that is a tricky one. I think if you're the kind of climber who is thinking, do I need this shoe in my life? Then no, you probably don't. You're probably looking for something a little bit different, maybe something flatter. But if you're a climber who wants a shoe like this, then you already know who you are. You're already looking for shoes like this, and this thing will be right up your street and appeal. So go with gut instinct on this one. The price is something that you should actually consider because it is very reasonably priced, especially on the EpicTV shop. It's €106 or about £92. And when you consider that something like the Scarpa VSR, another one of my favorite bouldering shoes, that's €143. You're getting an awful lot of high-end shoe and technology for a comparatively little amount of money. And because of that durable Science Friction 3 rubber, this isn't going to be one of those shoes that you wear for 2 months and have to put in the bin. This is going to last you. So consider the price in it all. Now, sizing wise, these are a UK 8 and I'm a UK 8.5, 9. And initially when I put it on, I thought it was too tight, but very quickly I realized it was actually pretty much perfect for me. This is the HV shoe, as I said at the beginning of the show, and that stands for high volume. And it sort of surprises me that my foot does fit it so well because I have very narrow feet, but for whatever reason that works for me. There is a low volume version. You can't find that on the EpicTV shop at the moment, I don't think, but with all these kind of shoes, it might be worth trying it on and seeing where your foot fit into the whole scheme of things. But I have narrow feet and the HV model fits me perfectly. So if you've got narrow feet, go for one of these. So there you go, loads of technology going on in this shoe, and Madrock are doing really well competing with the big boys of climbing. Think La Sportiva, Scarpa, Boreal. They're really holding their own with this. So if you're looking for a high-end shoe, which doesn't cost the earth and has some amazing things going on in it, then do check out the Madrock Drone HV. This one is staying in my bag and I'm not apologizing, and it's mine forever, so there. See you soon.